Hi, I'm Paul McLean. I'm a fine arts program specialist with the Georgia Department of Education, and welcome to part 3 of the Tech Theater Strategies for Teaching Face-to-Face, digitally, or anywhere. In this section, we will talk about lighting design. Now, lighting design is definitely an area that is more difficult to teach remotely and not face-to-face. The primary reason for this is that we don't have lighting instruments to use at home, but in fairness, many of our theaters don't actually have the same quality of lighting instruments or lighting instruments at all necessarily if it's a new program. This doesn't mean that the standards associated with lighting design are inaccessible. There are a lot of things that can be done. To get a student career ready or college ready in terms of lighting design, they do need to have a hands-on opportunity, knowing how to hang lights, focus lights, design them, use up-to-date technology with boards, LED lighting, anything that is contemporary and new. But for an introduction to lighting design, you can focus on some of those basic principles of design to get across your point. So this setup is very much the same as the others in the teacher resources found on the Godot Fine Arts page or in the TRL. This is Unit 4 for lighting design. There are 5 lighting lesson plans associated with this, and we're going to take a look at that basic overall structure. So the first lighting design lesson plan is all about getting basic information about what lighting design is. So we will take a look at what one of those videos looks like now. Where can we see lighting design? Stage, such as non-musicals. In non-musicals, the focus on the lighting design is primarily the actors so that the words can be heard. Musical theater. Lighting design tends to be more colorful and flashy, but not always. Dance. Lighting focuses on forms and the body of the dancer. Opera. Broad brushstrokes, and these often include bold choices and more gestural approaches to lighting design. Concerts. The lighting is used to enhance the experience at music concerts, and also in television, as well as film and featured movies. Lighting has also been used as a form of visual art, as well as architectural lighting design, even event lighting design. Who does the lighting designer collaborate with in the theater? In theater, the director grounds the entire design team. The design team can include scenic designers, props designers, costume designers, sound designers, and projection or media designers. Decisions that need to be made by the team. With regard to the play, physically, where? What is the time period of the play? What is the setting? What is the space? Is it on stage? Is it on Zoom? Is it outside? And then the emotional why. What are the goals of the production? Where does the lighting designer start? We drink light in through our skin, almost literally. The first thing a lighting designer can do is begin to observe and absorb light. One should look at light. Sunlight is the best source of light we have, but also consider the colors, contrast, shadows, and textures you see when observing light around you. How is light used in our culture? Observe and document light in the world around you. Determine how you would recreate that observed effect of light on the stage. What tools and techniques would you use to accomplish that goal? Would you use practicals such as lamps and flashlights? Or in a theatrical setting, would you use parkans, ellipsoidals, or Fresnels? What are the functions in light? Illumination, which is visibility. The setting, establishing the setting and space or time of day. The focus, where do you want the audience to look? Form and modeling. How are we combining the angles to model the shape and objects on the stage? Rhythm of the production. Does this include a blackout or a slow fade? How do you want scenes to begin or transition? Mood and composition. How is all of this coming together to create a unified composition, and how is the light contributing to the mood of the piece? The 6 qualities of light. These are intensity, angle, texture, shape, movement, and color. Intensity is a measure of the wavelength, weighted power emitted by a light source in a particular direction. On a light board, the range can be from 0 to 100. As the light changes in intensity, how does that affect the viewer, literally and emotionally? Angles. The angle of light refers to the way we can shine light on a form. The angles change the perception of the form by revealing different aspects of the form. Front light provides visibility, but it flattens out the form. Other angles are needed in conjuncture in order to define the form. These angles include backlight, side light and low light, top light, and dynamic angles, angles that aren't used every day, such as uplight. Backlight, directly behind the figure, allows for a silhouette or a form outline. Side light and low side light reveals the form and shape. Top light, this is more like light coming directly from the sun, down on the figure from above. Uplight, light from underneath might give off the effect of a campfire. Uplight inverts all of the natural lighting one might normally see from the sun. Texture, how even is the light? Light through leaves with dips of shadows and brightness create uneven light. These can be achieved with gobos that project different shapes on the stage and create a texture and different level of unevenness. Shape. Every light instrument has its own shape. Fresnels and ellipsoidals are more circular. Pars are more of a parabola. Shape. Light can be shaped internally with shutters. This allows the designer to change the shape of the light by adjusting the blades. Movement of light. Moving lights that cause the beams to move around on stage. Spotlights and the placement of spot changes where the audience looks and moves the focus of the audience around the stage. Color. The color of light can be active or recessive. Active refers to warm tones. Recessive refers to blue-greens and lavenders. Careers and theatrical lighting. Beyond design. These include the master electrician, production electrician, lighting supervisors, sales, rentals, associate and assistant designers, light programmers, additional lighting jobs in film and beyond, gaffer, production designer, DP, architectural art installation designer, environment or experience designer. For additional research, here is a list of well-known lighting designers. Instrumentation has changed a great deal over the years. In the past, lighting was dependent on the size of the lamp and the reflectors surrounding the source. Modern lighting is comprised of lamps hung on battens patched into dimmers and programmed into a light board. Here are some examples of existing theatrical lighting. Floods, scoops, and strips and border lights are often used for a soft wash of light on stage, typically for visibility purposes. A Fresnel, a soft-edged spotlight for area lighting. The Fresnel is named so because of the concentric circles that make up its lens, which were originally designed to intensify the beam from lighthouses. Parabolic aluminized reflector cannon, or PAR cans, are used for general washes of light. Ellipsoidal reflector spotlights, these, such as the Source 4, are considered to be the workhorse of theatrical lighting because of the intensity of their beams and the ability to use gobos and shutters. Varilights, or moving lights. These lights can be programmed to move with the use of the light board. So after the discussion of what lighting design is and how it's used to enhance the story and what the elements of lighting are, we move into how the students can use this information on their own. One of the first starting places is to have the students simply observe light. So this can be done in the classroom, it can be done at home, it can be done digitally and remotely, and have the students describe exactly what they see, but not only what they see, how they feel about the lighting. And then as a second part of that exercise, to begin the process of trying to define how they would recreate that effect, the mood and the specific angles of light in another setting, be it a stage or another room. And this can be done in a variety of ways. You can actually recreate it on stage using theatrical lighting, obviously, or you can do this on the smaller scale. If you take small dolls or toys or even just a small diorama, it can be done with flashlights. And this is a great way to start the process of understanding that one can manipulate light to create a particular mood. Lighting Design Lesson Plan 2 moves into how to read a script for lighting design. It is very similar to the How to Read a Script for Scenic Design handout with some key element changes. The script analysis for lighting design includes the title of the play, the setting, what time of year the play takes place, meaning seasonally. If it's not specified in the script, what season do you think it takes place and why? The time of day. Does the play take place indoors or outdoors? If indoors, would you be able to see outside through a window or doors? What is the overall emotion that you would like the audience to walk out of this play experiencing? For lesson plans 3 and 4, the suggestion is to use an online lighting design lab. The link provided in the TRL lesson plans is Matt Kaiser's online lighting design. Using the script analysis for lighting design, students should be given a 10-minute play and then select 2 key emotional moments within the script. Using the scenicandlighting.com academic light labs and more, the student can choose either the color lab, the light lab, or dance option. After they experiment with the features of the web page, they can determine what specific choices they would like to make for their chosen moment. Once they are happy with the design choices, they should take a screenshot of the finished look. Students can then present their screenshots either in Google Slides or a PowerPoint, or share synchronously on whatever digital platform, or they can use in face-to-face. These lighting lab opportunities have removed the need to physically be present and playing with actual lights. A great deal of lighting design now happens on internal software that helps plan out what lighting effects you want prior to ever getting up on a ladder and hanging a light. It doesn't mean that hanging a light and that knowledge is unimportant. In fact, that is included in the TRL lesson plans. It just means that there is a way to get across the ideas and concepts of lighting design as an introduction without having to be physically present or without having to actually own all of the expensive equipment necessary for lighting design in contemporary theater. There is also a Gobo lighting design lab, which is also included in Lesson Plan 4. And then for Lesson Plan 5, if you do have the opportunity to be physically present in a theater, there is the Georgia Thespian Handbook for focusing an instrument as a technical challenge. For additional questions, please contact the Fine Arts team. Jessica Booth, Paul McLean, Casey Hall.